Hi everyone, it's Harriet. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here and don't know what I do, I'm an online fitness coach who bases their career on basically cutting out the bullshit and helping women feel fucking confident in their journey. If you don't like straight talking and lots of swearing, you might not like it here, but if you do, please hit subscribe. I really appreciate your support. And today I thought I'd just do a sit down chat about how best, if you're a beginner, to find your confidence and find your consistency within a gym environment, because I know how daunting it can be, and it's all fucking well and good seeing all these content creators online or these fitness influencers that their job is to do that. Their job is to go to the gym and to train and to film videos. They get paid for that, and it's all well and good them preaching about just get up, like keep going, you'll be fine. The gym's a great place, everyone's really nice. When they've been a million times and they know what it's all about, they're very confident in what they do. They're not new to the game. I came into the fitness game later than most, and I did spend my 20s feeling very lost. I have done another video on that already, but I didn't really find my feet and find my confidence until I was in my 30s. And when I even started my business within the fitness industry, it was fucking daunting. It was scary. And it was a lot of really having to push myself into uncomfortable situations. And when it got to the point where I wanted to kind of decide the kind of people I wanted to coach, like who do I really want to help? I wanted to help women like that who were a bit lost, were a bit confused, had been fed loads of shit in the past, didn't really know what was right and wrong anymore because there is so much information online. I wanted to cut the bullshit. I wanted to make it super clear. I wanted to educate women. I wanted to give them a community where they feel, you know, safe and supportive. And I hope that's what I achieved and what I will continue to achieve. So yeah, this video is just going to run through some points. I've written down a list, so sorry if I'm looking at my phone, but I would say these are the things minimum you should be doing if your goal is to get more consistent in your fitness journey, okay, to start seeing results, to start taking it seriously. They're small things, but they will all add up to getting you to, you know, the next step towards where you want to be. Now, obviously tip number one for me is going to be to follow some kind of program. This one hits hard for me because I was the girl who went into the gym for years and did random PDF guides that influencers would sell. Me and my friends would share them and would go in and do different things. And yeah, you know, it got me into the gym. That's a start. But I got so lost and I didn't remain consistent with it because I wasn't learning anything. I wasn't understanding why I was doing these movements. I wasn't sure on what I was doing. I was literally just taking a PDF, copying, and expecting to get those results. And it got extremely frustrating when I wasn't getting those results. And I was like, hang on, it's been 3 years now of going to the gym. Like, why aren't I learning anything? It's because some of these people that I was buying PDF programs from weren't giving me the education and weren't giving me the structure of a proper program. Now, a program is going to be repetitive and it's going to be boring. Ideally, you want to be following the same program when it comes to resistance training for at least 4 to 8 weeks. You could do the same program for a year if you wanted to. If it was a good solid program that covered enough like volume of each muscle group and progressed you over that time. The key is progression. It doesn't matter if you're beginner or advanced. Even if you're advanced, you could have the most basic program, but if it's good, if it's structured, if it includes, as I said, the right amount of volume, you will progress in that over time. And it's about repeating those things again and again. I always kind of say, if you wanted to get better at tap dancing, would you just do tap dancing lessons 1 week and then do fucking rock climbing the next week and then do ballet the week after? No. You'd continue doing tap dancing over and over again until you got better. And that's what a program does. And not only is it going to progress you, and that's going to help you actually see physical progress and all kinds of progress within your training, which is going to spur you on, but it's also going to give you something, some kind of consistency, because you're going to head into the gym with a plan. You're going to know what you're doing. It's going to make sense. And not to, you know, plug my own app, but the whole goal when I launched my app was to make sure every form video was really detailed so you know what you're doing. And there was lots of education in there about what muscle group are we training? Why is this important? And what does training intensity matter? Like, how many reps should we be doing? And I wanted to put that all under one roof, everything you need to know about training and about your program, so that when you go in, you actually understood it. And to me, this just might be me, but understanding something makes things so much easier. I have to break things down in detail. I have to understand it in order to do it. And the more I understand something, obviously, the better results I get out of it. So if you do need a program, obviously I do have my app. There are many other great apps out there, but you know, come sign up to mine. The number one tip would be to follow a program. And I can't stress that enough. Even if you're a beginner, I make sure there's dumbbell only programs on there. You know, you don't have to go up and start using the machine straight away in that gym environment, but you can do it from home if you want to with dumbbells. But a program is, for me, number one. Okay, tip number two, and a lot of people might not like this one, but it is to make the necessary lifestyle changes that are going to help you with whatever goal you want to achieve. With any goal, there comes sacrifice, and I think everyone needs to understand that more. You can't look at someone achieving greater things than you and you still be stuck in the same place doing the same old things and wonder why they might be doing better than you in those things. Like, they will have made sacrifices to get them to where they want to be, and not to make it too intense like that. But it's the same thing applies when it comes to fitness and your health and fitness journey, whether that be nutrition or training or otherwise. So a big lifestyle change for me was cutting out drugs and alcohol. And again, I've done a video on this, but I loved socializing and I still love socializing. But it hit a point for me where I was like, right, this goal is important for me. And going out Friday night, feeling like shit on Saturday, going out again Saturday night, even if it would just be for a dinner with some drinks, and then feeling a little worse for wear on Sunday. Monday rolls round and you're not feeling good, you're not feeling motivated, you haven't ticked off the things you wanted to tick off that weekend. It affects your mental health. I love going out for dinners. I still drink. I don't do drugs anymore. But there came a point where I was like, okay, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to go mental if it means you're going to wipe off your whole weekend and, you know, wake up feeling shit, and that's going to affect you doing the things you want to do when it comes to your fitness journey. The day I decided to stop binge drinking and just drink in moderation was honestly the day my life changed. I decided to make that sacrifice because I was like, that lifestyle choice of going out partying every weekend doesn't align with the goals I want to achieve in my journey. So it's things like that. It might be even the people you keep around you. I'm not saying cut out your friends, but they can still be your friends. Do they need to be the ones you socialize with every weekend if you feel that you don't want to be doing those kind of things? No, you can have many friends for different reasons. I still have the crazy group of friends, you know, and I still have the group of friends who maybe like staying in or just going out for dinners, or who don't drink as much. And another lifestyle change was honestly making the gym like an appointment to me that I had to keep. And you know, you get up every day and you go to work. You get up every day and you brush your teeth. And that to you is just your day-to-day life. It's your schedule. And slotting the gym in to your schedule like it's an appointment or a job, it doesn't have to be a 2-hour gym session. A 2-hour gym session 5 times a week. It could be half an hour 3 times a week just to get you started. But make those appointments and make those life decisions of, do you know what, I'm going to put this in my calendar and I'm going to show up and I'm going to do that. These are the kind of things that will make all the difference. So it's about thinking, okay, what do I need to sacrifice to get me one step closer to my goals? Is that sacrifice doable? I'm not saying you need to like cut things out, cut everything out you enjoy, but it could be small things that bring your focus to your goals a little bit more. It really helped me when I started to understand that. Number 3, and as much as I preach about resistance training, and I'm a resistance training coach, number 3, if you are just starting out, would be find something you enjoy. If you are terrified of a gym environment in general, I do not want to force anyone to go in and hit the weights section straight away. So maybe start with just going and trying a class in the gym you want to join. Take a friend with you, go with a friend, and just get used to being in that gym environment. Then you might just go with a friend and get some weights and go in a corner and do a start of a program. So say like start the dumbbell only program on my app, for example. Go and do that with someone. It doesn't have to be right. I'm starting this today. I'm going to stick with this for the rest of my life and I will not fail. Step by step. Get used to being in that gym environment. Get to know people there. Get to know the staff. Because the more comfortable you feel walking into a gym, if going to a gym is your goal, home workouts can also be fantastic. But if going to the gym is the goal and you do feel intimidated, just start and go do something you enjoy. You might not enjoy weight training at the very beginning. And the things you enjoy more, you're going to remain consistent with. And once you've started being consistent with those things for a while, it's going to get you in the better swing of it. You know, it's going to get you into that mindset. It's going to allow you to see the benefits of exercise, whatever exercise you're choosing to do at that gym. And maybe that will lead you on to, you know what? Strength training should be in my schedule. It should be in my program. It should be in every woman's program. Strength training is very, very important. So it might lead you to that a few months later, and that's fine. You don't have to go in all guns blazing, but doing something you enjoy, doing it with someone, and just getting to know the gym environment would be my 3rd tip there. Number 4, it's a very short and sweet one, but it is remembering that people are not staring at you in the gym. If you feel intimidated that people stare, don't, because it's a very vain place. And we are all just staring at ourselves. Even when, across the gym, you're gazing like this, I do it all the time, someone thinks I'm staring at them, I'm not. I'm honestly thinking about my next set and what hell it's gonna be and how I can't wait to go fucking home and eat my dinner. I'm not judging other people. It's one of the vainest places on earth, let's be honest. Like the gym is where people go to, yes, work on their mental health, but to work on their physical attributes, you know. They're looking at that. They ain't looking at you. So it changed my life when someone there said to me, no one's looking at you, everyone's too busy looking at themselves. And you really have to remember that. Think about all the times you go to the gym, if you do currently go to the gym, and judge other people. It's never. And yeah, you might get the odd knobhead coming and staring at you and saying something, but it's very few and far between. In all my years of strength training, I've maybe had 2 people come and give unsolicited advice. That's it, and that's even when I was a beginner. So that's one to remember. Next one on the list is to remember that any firsts in your life have always been scary, right? The first time you started a new job, the first time you showed up at secondary school or college and got on the bus, and there's all that. I remember that as a scary time, and all those kids are looking at you, and you sit at the front, and by the end of the school year, you're on the back having a fag, right? On the back row having a fag, because you've gained confidence being there in that environment, right? When I started my business, it was the scariest thing I have ever done, but it's because it's the unknown. No one in the history of gyms has ever walked in on day one and felt like, yeah, know exactly what I'm doing. No one. It's scary to everyone first times. And just, if you're ever feeling intimidated, just get your phone out, open your notes and write a list of all the firsts you've ever done that felt scary. And do they still feel scary? I'm pretty fucking sure the answer is going to be no. They don't. Because the more you do something, the more comfortable you become with it. And the more confident you become with it. So it's a really good reminder that no one gets it right first time. And it's always going to be scary. And just make that note to yourself whenever you're feeling like you're lacking confidence in that area. Tip number 6, very simple one. Wear something that makes you feel good. Okay? Don't care what anyone thinks. If you feel good in it, you're going to feel good in general. If you wear something that you feel confident in, that's comfortable, that you look in the mirror and you think, yeah, do you know what? You look all right today, girl. Then you are going to instantly feel more confident and better about yourself in that outfit. And if I had a quid, a pound, for every time I got stupid comments online for the things I wear, right? That I'm not wearing enough, or my sports bra's too low, or my shorts are too short. Every girl gets it. Every woman gets it. But if I feel good in that outfit, I don't give a shit. Because it's made me show up, put in effort, feel good in myself. I've achieved something. Simon commenting on my Instagram post saying I look slutty. It doesn't bother me. Don't let it bother you. Wear what you feel confident in. If that's covering up, if that's wearing little clothing, so be it. You don't have to go in a skimpy outfit to the gym. Cover up all you want. No one's ever going to judge you. And if you feel good, you're going to have a good workout, in my opinion. Tip number 7 is to not overcomplicate it. So there's so many fitness influencers out there that will base a lot of their workouts on clickbait and clickbait alone, right? And what you have to remember is there's a lot of these kind of combination workouts. So you'll be doing an exercise and say it's a lateral raise into a press, into a bicep curl, and then jumping up and down. And you'll be like, oh God, I'll try that. They're saying it works. They look good. I'll go try that. It doesn't need to be complicated. Strength training is technical more than it is complex exercises. You stick to a lot of the basics and you do them on repeat, which I've kind of already covered. So don't overcomplicate it by copying all these crazy workouts with 15 exercises and 20 reps and finishers and band activation. A lot of that isn't necessary, and you are so much better just stripping it back and picking, you know, a solid 4 or 5 exercises and getting better at those. And you might be like, well, I don't know what 4 or 5 exercises to pick. And that comes back to following the program and becoming educated on, okay, I could add for a leg day some kind of squat movement pattern, some kind of hinge movement pattern, some kind of thrust, hip thrust movement pattern. Then I could do kind of an adduction or abduction movement pattern. And you're kind of then hitting different areas, different muscle groups in your legs, if we're going to speak about this simply, with just 4 or 5 exercises. You don't need to be doing all these fancy combination finishers, whatever. Stick to the basics. Don't make it more overwhelming for yourself. Number 8 is don't be afraid to ask for help. People work in the gym for a reason. Yes, PTs are renowned to be wankers. I understand. I've dated many of them and I can confirm most of them are wankers. But it's their job and not all of them are going to try poach you. And if they do, and if you ask for advice or something, then they try poach you, just say, I just wanted help in that exercise. Or, you know, you don't have to sign up with them. But so many women I know come on to my coaching, ask me questions on, so say they're on my one-to-one coaching, they'll send a picture, how do I use this machine? And I am more than happy to reply, but if I don't reply by the time they're in the next 5 minutes while they're about to use that machine, they're not going to know. So unless I reply straight away, but I'm like, why didn't you ask somebody who works at the gym? And they're like, I'm too scared. But machines and things like that in the gym are intimidating. Some of them look like fucking transformers. And something I will emphasize is that not every gym has the same machine. So machines differ gym to gym. There's different brands of machines. So I've had times where I walk into a gym and I'm like, I don't even know how the fuck to work that or what that even works. You know, and I'm a coach. I literally sometimes avoid new gyms because I hate figuring out the machines. But I know it's intimidating to ask, but that's what they're there for. They know the gym, they know the machines, they can really help you, and asking for help that one time is going to make you feel more confident long term. So, you know, let's try win here and feel uncomfortable for 2 seconds by asking for help to make us better long term. Tip number 9 is something I did a lot at the start of my journey, and that was going into the gym, finding a quiet area and grabbing some dumbbells. And this isn't what I'd recommend long term, because you are going to get stronger the more you go, and those 2 little dumbbells you take into the corner are not going to be pushing you as hard as you need to be pushed long term. But to just get you into that gym environment, going back to that point of going and doing something in the gym you actually enjoy with a friend, just to get you in that environment. Same goes for this. If you're intimidated following a program, you know, a good coach, myself included, will give you a dumbbell-only program. Something you can do with just 2 dumbbells. You know, as I said, I've covered all these points. It doesn't have to be complicated. And make sure you're confident in that environment before heading over to all the big transformer machines. But going in, quiet corner, working through your program, watching the form videos, learning, practicing. You can even prop your phone up in that quiet corner and film yourself, because seeing your form and seeing your technique is going to really, really help you. That should have been a whole separate point, but I understand you don't want to get your fucking tripod out in the middle of the gym. You know, go to a quiet area, go to the little studio area of the gym, take some dumbbells, work through your dumbbell-only workout until you feel more confident in those exercises. Because things like a dumbbell RDL are going to be the same movement pattern as a barbell RDL. You just might not feel confident yet to go up to the squat rack and pick up the heavy barbells. Again, I understand how intimidating that fucking can be, walking up to the squat rack for the first time, but once you know the movement with dumbbells, it's going to be the same with a barbell, so you're going to feel more confident. And the last one is very important, and I need to tell myself more as well, so I'm going to have this as the final point. Don't compare yourself to others. I started my fitness journey properly, like learning what to actually be doing at 31. My whole 20s, I was in and out and fucking around and didn't really have a clue. I now go on social media and there is literally 19-year-olds, online coaching, body of a Greek fucking god, and I'm like, bro, I did not look like that when I was 19, absolutely fucking not. You know, I can't compare. Everyone has a different timeline. Everyone gains confidence at different times. Everyone has different priorities. And you might be starting your fitness journey in your 50s. I have women on my app who have come on board and been like, I feel the strongest I've ever been. I've never lifted before in my life. And now at 50, I've finally got the confidence to do it. And I feel incredible. And to me, I'm like, yes. And if that person had compared and maybe never taken that leap because they were like, I'll never be in my 20s again. There's no point starting now. Like, look at all these people starting in their teens and their 20s, and what's the point? Like, no. You've got to cut out the noise. You've got to not compare. And that also goes for how far you've come in your journey. Some people achieve ridiculous things in 2 years. You might have done 2 years and be like, why haven't I achieved what they've achieved in terms of, I don't know, let's say body composition in the gym. But you don't know how strict that person's been, how many sacrifices that person's had to do to get there, or how good their mental health is. You know, to be able to get insane results in 2 years, it's going to have an impact on your mental health. It might have taken some restriction. They may not be in the best place mentally. They may have had to cut out a lot in their life to get there. They might now feel pressure to keep that up. So just because someone's journeys happened quicker than yours, it doesn't mean it's better and that you should compare. It's all in your timeline. And I'm actually so glad that I never got into it properly in my 20s, because I think it would have fucked up my mindset. I think I would have been affected by it. And by the time I kind of came into it later, I was more clued up. I had a really solid group of friends, none of whom were in the fitness industry. I knew myself. I knew what I stood for. I knew what I wanted to set out to achieve. And that really helped me. Whereas in my 20s, I did feel I was a bit more lost. And maybe if I had started then, I wouldn't have had the same mindset as I do today. So I can't compare to girls younger than me, because maybe that wouldn't have been what was best for me and my journey. And, you know, you've got to be appreciative of how far you've come, what you've achieved, and not compare that to what other people have, and not always want more and want what they have, and oh, they've got there in that space of time, I'm gonna get there in that space of time, and set yourself that kind of goal, because it's everyone on their own timeline. In fact, I changed my screensaver to something yesterday, and it's going to apply to fitness or career or anything. What a shame would it be to be living inside a dream you once had and not even notice it because you're too busy dreaming about something else. And that really hit. And I think that can stand for a lot of things. Of sometimes you don't notice how far you've come. And one day you might be in the corner of a gym with your dumbbells and probably, maybe, I don't know, want to cry because you feel so scared and intimidated walking into the gym for the first time, but you're there. And there was once a time you wouldn't have been there. There was once a time you wouldn't have even had the courage to get up and walk through the doors of the gym, and you're already years ahead of yourself thinking, why am I not that girl there on the squat rack? Why am I not lifting what she's lifting? Look how far you've come in that moment. And don't miss those moments, and don't forget about those moments. I am a philosopher, guys. I have turned into a philosopher, but it is important, and I do it myself. I forget the achievements, whether that be career or otherwise, and I do look at other people, how far they've come, and then I do forget where I've come from and the things I've achieved, and it can really fuck you up. So I wanted to give you that little reminder, and I hope that hits as hard as it hit me. But thanks for coming. Don't forget to hit subscribe. I want to do a few more like sit down videos like this and just speak through things. I do end up harping on for a long time, but sometimes when I want to do this on other social media like Instagram or TikTok, I can't get what I want to say across because I don't have enough time. It's hard getting it into a 60-second reel. So I'm going to do longer videos on YouTube. Hopefully you enjoy them. If there is anything you want kind of a sit down chat about, put a comment below and I can cover more topics for you. Thanks for coming, thanks for being here, and I'll see you soon.